What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Liam. I'm a tattoo artist based out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I specialize mainly in large-scale black and gray realism tattoos. Like the title suggests, in this video I'm going to give you 5 different things that you should consider before getting your next tattoo. These things that I list off are just basically to help you so that you're not blindsided by any sort of things that might come up during the process or even afterwards. So all I ask in return is that you give this video a like, and if you care to subscribe, that would be awesome. Just helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps more people see these videos, so I really appreciate it, guys. Without further delay, let's get into the video. Starting with number 1, I think it's probably the most important one, is doing your research on the right artist. I know I say this a lot, but it's actually probably the most important rule of all of these things. This can come down to style as well as what their work looks like healed, and even the overall attitude of an artist. Knowing someone that's been tattooed by a certain artist can really help, because then you kind of get a first-hand look at what they might be like to work with. Even if this is the only advice that you listen to during this whole video, I think that's why I started with this one first, is because it's the most important. Doing your due diligence and finding the right artist can make all the difference in the world. So the second thing to consider is to think about the subject matter that you want to get tattooed. Whether it be meaningful or not, having a cool subject matter is going to really make or break your tattoo. Artists really like, especially me, I really like a unique idea or a portrait, for example. Anything kind of meaningful is kind of cool. Just gives the tattoo some more weight to it, you know? It has a story behind it. That being said, some of the coolest tattoos I do have no meaning to them, just because we can kind of go crazy with a really unique design and you're not actually like tied down to any sort of specific ideas. Moving along, I'm trying to keep this video a little fast for you guys. So yeah, the third thing to consider is placement of your tattoo. Are you getting a sleeve? Are you just getting a one-piece tattoo? Maybe you're gonna build off eventually. These are things that you can consult with your artist about if you're really unsure about it. Especially for your first tattoo, I would choose somewhere kind of easier, like maybe on your arm or your leg, just so that you can kind of have a good idea for the future of your other tattoos that you might end up getting. The fourth thing to consider really ties in well with that last one is pain. So especially if it's your first tattoo, like I said, I would choose somewhere easier. Like anywhere on your arm is usually pretty good. If you're really worried about pain, then I would start a little smaller. But honestly, I don't think I would let pain get in the way of your decision making at all. I threw this one in here just in case pain is actually a really important factor for you. Maybe you're only gonna get one tattoo and you don't care where. Yeah, choose an easy spot to get tattooed. You may as well. I know some of my clients use numbing creams. They seem to work pretty good for the first little bit. I don't really have anything that I'm going to recommend to you. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be a cool video to make. Yeah, the fifth and final thing that I would consider when getting a tattoo is actually really important. A lot of people sometimes can overlook this one, especially if it's a larger scale piece, is your budget. If you're just doing like a one-off tattoo, like maybe it's just like a little piece on your forearm and stuff like that, you probably don't have to worry about this as much. The artist can usually quote you pretty good based on what you ask for. The issue usually comes with a larger scale piece. It's really hard to kind of quote a full sleeve, for example, because you don't really know until you're in it and how much detail is going into it and that kind of thing. For me personally, I just quote by the session, and then usually I can kind of ballpark how many sessions a sleeve, for example, or a back piece is going to take me, but I can never really give a specific number right off the bat. Multiple sessions can add up really quickly, so my piece of advice would just be to be prepared for that, and obviously don't spend money that you're gonna actually need for other important things. Tattoos are a luxury item, and if you have other things you have to pay for, then I would consider holding off and saving up your money and getting a nice tattoo. So that does it for my 5 things that I would consider when getting your next tattoo. I also have a couple of honorable mentions that might not be as important, but I think they're worth mentioning just because. So the first honorable mention that I have is the time of year that you end up getting tattooed. People don't really consider this enough. Especially if you work outside, for example, like say you do construction and you're out in the sun a lot, I would actually recommend getting your tattoos over any kind of holidays or throughout the winter is probably best. I have another video, maybe I'll link it in the description here, about why tattoos fade so fast, and that kind of goes into more depth about that. But basically the sun, especially within the first couple months of getting your tattoo, is really bad for your skin. So that's one thing that I would consider, is to get your tattoos when it's not so hot outside. The only other thing I would consider is maybe the healing process. Usually, especially if you've already gotten a tattoo before, you already kind of know about this, but if you have any sort of important things coming up, or like I said, if you have to work and that kind of thing, then I would try and plan your tattoos around that, because even after you're done your tattoo, you're not really out of the woods for at least a couple of weeks, I would say. Well, that does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you sticking till the end there. I try to make these videos kind of short for you guys just because I know attention span is kind of rough, so I just want to make these videos, get my points in, and then get out for you. So yeah, if you have any other kind of things that you would consider getting on your next tattoo session, let me know in the comments. I'd be down to read those, even for other people to read as well, something that I might have missed, or you can even elaborate on something that I've said during this video. Especially any other tattoo artists that want to give their 2 cents on important things that clients should know about this kind of thing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more of me, I'm most active on my Instagram and my TikTok, so go check those 2 out. And yeah, I try to post on there at least a couple times a week, and videos I'm trying to do every week or 2. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until next time, peace.